They keep repeating the same advice. Be open, be authentic, let people see the real version of you. What they never mention is the hidden cost of that openness. The more access people gain to your inner world, the easier it becomes to influence your behavior. This world doesn't protect sincerity, it studies it. Every word you speak gets remembered. Every emotion you express gets logged. Every reaction becomes reference material. They don't listen out of concern, they listen to gather leverage. Machiavelli never encouraged reckless honesty. He emphasized intelligence, positioning, and the ability to act without mercy when required. In a reality where visibility itself is traded, the smartest move is treating your inner life like a secured compound. Whatever you expose becomes usable. Whatever you conceal becomes power. These 5 principles aren't a coincidence. They are mental armor. Bury them deep, or you will eventually feel the consequences. And before anything else, lock this in your mind. What remains unknown remains uncontrollable. Number 1, never make it clear how far you're prepared to push back. People don't study your boundaries to honor them. They study them to test them. They want to know how much pressure it takes before you bend. The instant you explain your limits, you hand them the operating manual to your reactions. You say, "I'd never cut someone out," and they begin draining your patience little by little, confident you'll stay. You say, "I never fight back," and suddenly disrespect feels safe. That isn't integrity, it's exposure. And in a world governed by tactics, exposure without defense is self-sabotage. People aren't intimidated by kindness. They're unsettled by uncertainty. They fear the person who stays calm while consequences remain undefined. The moment you announce your breaking point, you give them exact coordinates to erode your self-respect. Your boundaries stop guarding you and start instructing them. Stop explaining yourself. Stop issuing warnings. Let silence do the work. You don't need threats or speeches. That's insecurity wearing the mask of communication. Or true power exists when people hesitate before crossing you, not because you've reacted before, but because they have no idea what happens next. Unseen consequences restrain behavior far more effectively than anger ever will. Machiavelli spoke of the fox and the lion for a reason. You must be both. Appear calm, measured, harmless, while calculation runs quietly underneath. You don't announce action, you execute it when the moment demands it. Never tell anyone how far you'll go, because unpredictability is what keeps you dangerous. Let your composure confuse them. Let your mystery speak louder than any threat. Those who advertise their limits often fall victim to them. Those who remain silent become remembered for consequences. Number 2, never disclose the minds that influence you. When people ask who inspires you, it sounds harmless, but it's never innocent. It's reconnaissance. They're trying to understand how your thinking is formed. Once they know who you admire, they can study those figures, imitate them, or manipulate you through familiar ideas. They'll feed you thoughts that sound aligned while quietly steering your direction. The moment you admit, "This person shaped my thinking," your movements become predictable. Your decisions get measured against another person's image. And the second you deviate, they use that comparison to undermine you. Influence becomes a cage once it's exposed. But when no one knows whose voice sharpened your mind, you move freely. You change without explanation. You grow without permission. You become impossible to label, and people fear what they can't define. Influence should refine you, not tag you. You owe no one a list of names behind your growth. The minds you study are blueprints, and blueprints aren't meant for public view. Once others see your map, they know where you're headed and begin placing obstacles in advance. Let your actions suggest wisdom without revealing its source. Those who reveal their influences reveal their strategy. Those who don't become the origin. Learn from many, belong to none. That is power. When people can't trace your roots, they can't replicate what you've built. They see results without understanding the process, and that uncertainty unsettles them. Number 3, Never make your daily patterns visible. Routine exposes psychology. The moment people detect rhythm, they begin planning around it. Discipline may look harmless, but when it's visible, it becomes predictable. Predictability invites interference. You share that you train at a specific hour. Now they know exactly when you're mentally locked into habit. You respond late at night. Now they wait for exhaustion to provoke you. What once strengthened you turns into a script others can exploit. Consistency without discretion becomes vulnerability. Predictability is a liability in a world where distraction is weaponized. When people know your rhythm, they don't align to support you. They align to disrupt you. They interrupt when you're most open. They challenge when you're most tired. You gave them the timing. Keep your habits private. Keep your movement irregular. You can stay disciplined without being traceable. Shift your schedule. Break the pattern. Appear without announcement. Leave without explanation. Power grows when you can't be located twice in the same way. When people can't predict you, they guess. When they guess, they misjudge. And every misjudgment benefits you. Once patterns disappear, you stop looking like a system and start looking like a threat. Systems can be hacked. Unreadable individuals cannot. Number 4, never announce what you've chosen to forgive. Forgiveness may strengthen you internally, but publicly displaying it weakens your position. The moment someone knows you let something slide, they remember it, not with gratitude, but curiosity. They test whether it can happen again. Silence after betrayal creates tension, and tension creates caution. When people don't know whether you've moved on or simply recalibrated, every step they take carries doubt. Forgiveness doesn't require explanation. Healing doesn't require proof. Control lives in ambiguity. Let them assume safety while you quietly reposition. Forgive internally. Adjust externally. When forgiveness is announced too early, offenses repeat more easily. Quiet forgiveness leaves people uncertain, and uncertainty keeps them respectful. Number 5, never reveal what you're still recovering from. Pain shared too freely becomes intelligence. Once people know where you are damaged, they know exactly where to apply pressure. Mention abandonment, and they test your fear of being left. Admit trust issues, and someone will promise loyalty just to break it. Not always from cruelty, but opportunity. Human nature exploits openings. When people can't locate your wounds, they assume strength. That assumption protects you. Your healing is private. Your past isn't public property. Not everyone asking wants to understand. Some want leverage. Healing isn't a performance. It's reconstruction. It happens quietly. You don't announce recovery. You return rebuilt, calm, controlled, unrecognizable from who you once were. This world feeds on noise, constant updates, endless confession. People mistake exposure for power, but exposure only makes them easier to dismantle. Every emotional reveal becomes a weak point waiting to be used. While others chase validation, you choose silence. You don't speak for attention. You move quietly because control lives there. You aren't unreadable because you're lost. You're unreadable because you're disciplined. Every unanswered question becomes a wall no one can climb. Machiavelli understood this. Strength isn't displayed, it's implied. And now that's who you're becoming. Calm on the surface, pressure beneath it. Let them smile without understanding you. Let them try to figure you out and fail. That failure is your advantage. Move differently now, like a shadow, like something they never anticipated. Stop chasing influence. Become the presence that operates unseen. The game was never about being known. It was about being untouchable. And you are moving there now.